friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Martinez. I am so freaking happy you're here! And so are my upstairs neighbors. They are just rambunctious. Excited to hear from you as well. I am an actor, singer, dancer, content creator in the New York City area. I have dreams for Broadway and I am on my way one small step at a time. I worked on cruise ships for 4 years and a lot of the content I bring on my channel is everything surrounding the life of a performer, from working on cruise ships to working survival jobs, working touring jobs, trying to find work, you know, keeping your soul happy with the love of musical theater. I think the best part about the theater world, the theater space, is the community of people that go around with it. The band of weirdos that we are. We're storytellers and we want to connect, and if you're one of those people, hi, you're home, stay, please subscribe to my channel, follow me on Insta for all the haps. Do we need a little bit more light? Should I find my light a little? Oh, did I find too much light? Is there a thing? I get this question a lot and I figured it was time. Today I am telling you how a New York City audition runs. What is it from top to bottom? And if I'm wrong in any sense of the word, or if there's something that I've missed, please tell me down below in the comments section. If anything, I think I'm giving you this information from the most relatable level. I am a non-union actor. I don't have any points to become a union actor as of yet. When I graduated college, I did not know what to do. When you audition, there's always going to be a learning curve. There's always going to be new things that are thrown at you. There's always going to be things that you honestly can't prepare for. I can give you as much information right here in my handy dandy notebook to make your first couple months of auditioning a little bit easier, and so you feel like you're not alone and that you've got someone on your side. I want to do that for you. It's so easy to give out this information, and it can be really daunting if you're finding out all the information while on the audition, or people are like trying their best to really help you, but it's like a lot of information at once. And I don't know about you, but when I get a lot of information at once when I'm already stressed, it's like I'm smiling on the outside, but inside I'm like crumbling. Stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm actually going to give you very specific resources that will be really helpful to you, and I will tell you all about that at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned. I want to know in the comments down below, what are your tips and tricks for auditions? What are there specific things that you always bring with you? Do you have a superstitious thing that you bring with you to make you feel like calm, or you're grounded, or it's a little bit of luck? So tell me right down there after you subscribe, of course, and turn on the bell notification. Hi, you have decided you want to be an actor. You have decided you want to start auditioning as an actor. But you're non-union, and people go, what's the union? Well, the union is AEA. Actors Equity Association. Do I know the ins and outs of what a union is? No. But all I know is that a union protects you, you pay dues, you get certain rights, you get certain privileges, you have someone in your corner, eventually you get on Broadway. That's my assumption. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Oh, God, please tell me if I'm wrong. These facts are actually pretty fresh in my mind because I was at these auditions today. So first and foremost, how do you find an audition? Well, I've done different videos on this before, but the main sources that I find my auditions are Backstage, which I have a subscription to. Backstage is a database that tells you all the auditions that you need to know in really any region of the United States, and I think also the UK and maybe even Australia. It tells you where they are, what they want. Or there's Playbill.com, or there's Actors Access, or sometimes there's Facebook groups. But for the most part, the information that I seek comes from Playbill.com or Backstage.com. As a non-union person, I have the ability to find where and when and what they're looking for in each audition, which is awesome because non-union people are very much encouraged to show up to an audition. Doesn't mean you're always going to be seen, but you are welcome. You are not stigmatized from being there. If it's a huge call, you might not be able to stay in the room where all the you might not be able to stay in the room where all the union people are just because of space, but you are allowed, you are welcome, you are enough. Please go to an audition if you feel like you are right for said audition. Now, what are the auditions? You either got an EPA, which is an equity principal audition. You've got an ECC, which is an equity chorus call, or you have an open call. Big theaters and big shows like Wicked and Dear Evan Hansen, Tootsie, I'm just like literally Hadestown, like they all have specific auditions throughout the year. I feel like they have to have either on auditions every 6 months or every quarter of the year. It's by the union standard. You have to hold auditions a certain amount of times every year. It doesn't mean they're always looking for people. If you're seen at a Wicked call, they might see something in you that they've never seen in anybody else, and you could be like the next Elphaba. So it's possible. So the open call is just kind of like a cattle call. It's like those ones that you hear about, see in the movies and hear about on TV and stuff like that. The line goes out the door. It's a lot. But the other two are the main two that we're going to be talking about today. An EPA is an audition where they're basically auditioning for the main roles in the show. It's appointment based. People who are in the union can sign up for appointments before time. They can get on alternate lists. They can sign up for an audition when they get to the audition. I'm not in that world yet, so I actually can't speak to that. So if you are in that world, if you are equity and I'm saying anything wrong, please say it down below. From my understanding, that is how those run. And an ECC, you can sign up online or go to Actors Equity Association, the AEA building, where you can sign up, physically sign up for lists for the different auditions that are coming up that week, that month. I'm not, again, not quite sure how ahead of time you can sign up to audition. So in ECC, it's a chorus call. They're usually not looking for specific characters, just to be seen and to be considered for even just an ensemble part or a swing role. You would go to either one of these, EPA or ECC. ECC, that's the big dance calls, right? So you go and it's a big group of people, maybe like 30, sometimes 40, depending on the size of the room, taking in groups of people to learn a dance. And an EPA, which I mentioned right before ECC, it's individual appointment auditions. You're going in to sing for the most part. You're going in to do a monologue. Those are what is expected at an EPA, where an ECC, it's a big group dance call usually, or singer calls. There is this other acronym. There's a lot of acronyms, so I'll list them all down below. There is something that's called an EMC, which can also help you out in an audition. If you are on the road to getting your equity card and you've kind of worked at certain theaters that have given you points towards working in a union house or in your union membership, you are called an EMC. An equity member candidate. With that, you kind of have the power of both worlds to go into an equity audition, go into open calls, and kind of be seen for everything for the most part. An EMC basically helps you out in an EPA call. If they get through the groups of people to go and sing and to do a monologue, if they get through the union and then the alternate list, people who have kind of been like, P.S. I'm here too, and I'd like to be seen, or I'd like to change my time, they'd go onto an alternate list. After the alternate list, then they would go onto the EMCs, so the people who are kind of closer to the union than people like me that are just straight up non-union. EMC status does not go into effect in the ECC and equity chorus call. It just doesn't. So don't try to like show off your badge and be like, I'm EMC, and ECC, it's not gonna help. My non-union friends, hi, are you doing okay? We're gonna be okay. So this is what your day is gonna look like, okay? For the most part, if you're going to multiple auditions in a day, which most people do, you're gonna have to get up early. I don't think you personally need to get up at the crack of dawn. I used to do it. I will say I've done the thing. I used to take the 5:33 train, sometimes even earlier depending on the day. I know people this week that got into New York City at 4 a.m. and then they weren't seen. So it broke my heart. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get into the city early, have already written down in your planner for what you need for the audition, where it's gonna be and what time it's at. You're gonna go to those establishments and you're going to sign up on a list. Where are these establishments, Emily? You're gonna either be at one of the Pearl Studios, at 500 8th Avenue or 519 8th Avenue. There's various floors for both of them. People just refer to it as 500 Pearl, 519 Pearl. Then there's the Ripley Greer Studios, which are at 520 8th Avenue or 305. It's off of 8th Avenue and I think 43rd. I just was there today and it's a new studio. It's a beautiful studio. And then there's also the AEA building. I haven't been there as much, but sometimes, a lot of times calls are there, but it's not always things that I'm right for. But those are the main ones to go to. Those are the ones that you're gonna see all the time. Most calls, EPAs and ECCs, go from 10 to 6. That's when they start seeing people and that's when they end seeing people. There's a lunch in there. That can be, I feel like that's usually 1 to 2. There's an hour's amount of lunch. It's usually split into 2 calls, so a 10 to lunch and a post-lunch to 6, unless it's like a big day, so they're seeing all the girls in one day or all the boys the second day. From my experience, for the most part, the women are the ones seen in the morning, and then the men are usually seen in the afternoon. Lately, I've been going to calls where the women are seen in the afternoon, and that's a joy. That's lovely. But for the non-union, we're gonna sign up on lists that start much, much earlier than that's when the calls are. I suggest always have in your backpack or somewhere on your person for signing up on lists, always have a pen, always have paper of some kind, some scotch tape. These will help you when you're in a bind if you happen to be the first one on the list, if anything tragic happens to the list, like someone taking the list today. Had a dude rip the list off the wall today, and guess what? He was caught on camera. I know your face. So what you're gonna be signing up, the unofficial non-union list. I'm gonna say it one more time. The unofficial non-union list. Take a collective breath, because it could be very, very long by the time you get there, and that's okay. You're gonna sign up at all the places that you want to be seen at that day. You might be jumping around, you might be staying in the same spot. Just write everything down. Write your number of where you are on the list, just so you can keep it in your brain of where you wanna go. Then, you're gonna haul up for a little bit, because the studios, for the most part, don't open until 8 a.m. Some people go home and come back, more props, give it to you. I usually haul up in a coffee shop, watch a show, just wake up a little bit until 8 a.m. where you haul your stuff. You're gonna find the room, your holding room. You're gonna start to get ready. I suggest find your spot, find an outlet. This is the time for you to start getting focused, get ready, know what your song choices, your cuts, know what that's gonna be. Get your headshot and resume prepared. This is your time to get prepped before everyone who is going to audition from the union show up. Which is just when like our sweet baby angel non-union souls start to quiver. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Like, give me a thumbs up if I'm right. The moderator who's running the whole audition has usually arrived a little bit earlier than this, before union people show up. Be nice to them, because there's usually only about like 5 to 6 of them that you see over and over, so be nice, because they will remember you. They don't have to be nice to you. This is not their job. Their job is to run the audition, make sure it goes smoothly, make sure everything goes according to the union status. Usually the moderator will allow someone to transfer the unofficial non-union list to the official non-union list. It's just a little bit of a waste of paper, and it's slightly more organized. Pearl is actually allow you just start writing on those lists earlier in the day, so it's fine. So I suggest don't be a hero. If you've got really bad handwriting, bless your soul, but you don't have to write the names. If you are transferring the list, or you are writing your name on the official list, be very, very careful not to X anything out, not to cross anything out unless you have like white out, because if the moderator can't read it in any way, or it's crossed out, they could take that as a, oh, that person's not here, and go on to the next, and you have to go all the way to the bottom of the list again. So be very, very careful and very specific when you're writing your name. It's happened to me. It really sucks to go to the end of the list or to just be crossed off altogether. It really, really sucks. So please be careful. Tidbit, just be careful. Union people are gonna start showing up about 45 minutes before the call starts. Names will start to be read off a half an hour before the call starts. You might have a day where you really think, oh, I'm gonna be seen, and then all these union people show up and you're not seen. Or there could be one of these days when you really expect there's gonna be a lot of people, and then no one really shows up. That was me today. Yesterday I waited until about 5:45 in the afternoon and I wasn't seen. I went to the same call again today, and I was seen before lunch. It's kind of the luck of the draw. You just kind of don't know what kind of day it's gonna be. All the union have been called, the numbers to them have been given out, so now you're just waiting. You're just waiting for non-union people to start to be called, and guess what? Today is the day you're called. They are starting to read off the non-union list, and it's a great day. They're gonna get through all those names today. You're in the next group. Get your stuff ready, honey, because you gotta give that headshot and resume to the moderator, and then be prepared with your music. In the front, where the moderator is, there's always a list saying who's in the room, what show it's for, and sometimes they'll even have breakdowns of who the characters are, sides that might be up there if you're reading sides, or like how many bars of music you'll be singing. Very rarely have I gone into a union call where they've had us sing a brief song, or 32 bars, which is what I equate a brief song to. For the most part, it's 16 bars, or even 8, just breathe it out and do your best. You sing, it goes great, you feel good, or you sing, and it's not your favorite moment, but it's done, and you've been seen. Sometimes you get a callback. That's great. Sometimes you don't get a callback. That's okay. You've made it. You've made it through. And that's what a day looks like. I suggest when you're done, always thank the moderator. Then take a picture of the sheet of paper that says who was in the room. It's just for you to remember who you auditioned in front of. It's just good to remember casting directors. And sometimes you're not seen. Sometimes you wait the entire day and you're not seen. Casting team does try to tell you around 10:30 if you will be seen or not. And that sucks, but it's totally not in your control. All you can do is show up. That's honestly all you can do. Be prepared, show up, and that's 70% of the battle. So many people just don't show up. If you showed up, that's amazing. I'm really proud of you. Like, that's great. Good job. Well, Emily, if I'm at this audition, how am I gonna know what's going on at this audition? It's in a different building. I got you, I got you. Listen to me. There's this really awesome resource that once I learned about it, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. It's through Backstage now. It used to be its own site. I think you have to have a Backstage subscription to use this resource, but it's called Audition Update. It's basically a group chat. It goes by audition and you can create a thread underneath. I suggest to follow. There's gonna be a little thing in this on the side that says follow, and if you hit that, you'll get emails every time there's an update. That's a new part of the system and I love it. Usually people will ask, how many people are on the unofficial list? How many alternates are they seeing? How many people have they gotten through in the EMC list? If they've sent non-union away before lunch, or if they sent them away all together and they're taking drop-offs of headshots and resumes. You actually create an avatar in a way. You create your own screen name so you can feel free and feel comfortable asking any question you have. And for the most part, people are very truthful, are kind, are comrades in arms. Sometimes people are shady and lie, and usually they're corrected right away because there's enough people that are like, hey, stop that. So it's a really great resource. I tell you, please use it. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, and you're like, you missed this huge portion, tell me down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Tell me any of your tips and tricks of surviving an audition. What do you bring with you? If you want to see other videos in which I'm talking about auditioning, theater life, the do's and don'ts, check out these over here. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram. I'll see you over here in one of these videos.